Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, back at it again for another motherfucking video. And oh boy, ooh wee, it's that time of the year again. 2022 has come and passed to 2023, but I wanted to take this time to reminisce and talk about my personal favorite movies of 2022. My top 5 in particular. Well, last time I did a top 10, but seeing as though I didn't have a lot of movies I watched or impact me a lot, I wanted to scroll it down to a top 5 this year. So bear with me if the list is a little low, but it actually led to a lot of discovery of kind of what type of movies interest me or what movies touch me in 2022. I have a full list. I've been on my fucking Santa Claus treatment. I've been checking the list once. I've been checking the list twice. I've been seeing who's naughty and who's nice. And I gotta say, I'm proud of the list I came up with, and I'm very proud of these movies that are in my top 5. If your movie did not make it into the list, either A, it wasn't that good, B, it was good but didn't impact me, or 4, I just didn't have room to put it. Anywho, enough of this talk. I know you guys are all saying, get on with it, Mr. Degenerate. We want to see your top 5s. Slow down, motherfuckers. Slow down, you fucking bitches. We gotta talk about some rules. So before we begin this shit, I just want to say we will be doing honorable mentions first, then worst movies, and then going into top 5. So if you don't want to see any of that and you just want to go straight into the top 5s, there will be a timestamp down below. You could just go down there and check and see which ones you wanna look at. But yeah, these are my list. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this. So, honorable mentions. Usually I go into a whole big rant of why these particular movies are in honorable mention, but this time we're not going to do that. We're just going to speed through these shits, and just to say, if they're in honorable mentions, that means I still would highly recommend these movies. However, there was just something that held them back for me from being on my top 5. So, without further ado, first one, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. Prey. Prey was so good. Watch Prey. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The GOAT Sam Raimi. The GOAT Sam Raimi returned, baby. Nope. Keke Palmer killed it. Highlight of that movie. Woman King, Viola Davis is fucking ripped and ready to go, baby. Oh my goodness. And fuck the haters. Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise just being fucking Tom Cruise. And last but not least, Bullet Train. These are my honorable mentions. Really good movies. I highly recommend you watch them. If you would like to know more about why they're on the list, we could chalk it up in the comment section below. So I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. The worst movie of the fucking year of 2022 for me was Thor: Love and Thunder. I just don't think the movie honors Jason Aaron's run on Thor, both female Thor and the God Butcher, two of the most fucking coolest and darkest storylines of Thor's history, are just wasted for fucking jokes and inappropriate jokes. Like, Gore the God Butcher, this is a character I've been waiting to show up in the MCU for a long ass time, and I get it. They couldn't use the Necro Sword because of license agreements with fucking Sony with Venom. Fine, whatever. That's not my issue. My issue is that since everyone in the movie are all bumbling fucking idiots, including Thor, pretty much fucking Gore is right to want to kill all of them, because no one is is taking the shit serious. Everyone's just taking it as a fucking joke. It's not entertaining, and none of the action scenes are entertaining as fuck. And it's just, everything is taken as a joke. The only person who's putting in a fucking effort in this movie, I would really argue, is Christian Bale. Thank God. You have the best actor in the business to play Gore the God Butcher. And he's wasted because everyone is taking the material and everything is taken as a fucking joke. What made Gore in the original comic book so fucking cool is that he challenged Thor's ideology. I keep telling him that. If you have a villain that can challenge the hero's ideology, you're a slam fucking dunk. You know, there's a reason why the Joker is so iconic to Batman. There's a reason why Darth Vader is so iconic to Luke. These guys challenge the hero's ideology, and this is a character you have that can challenge Thor's ideology of whether or not is he a good god. And you could go into the whole of Thor letting Earth and half of the universe burn and die when Thanos did the snap, only because his past for vengeance clouded his judgment. You could have done all that. Instead, it's Thor fucking whining and crying about how his hammer is with his ex. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this dumb shit? And they don't even go into any. They just tap the ideas of fucking Jane Foster's Thor. They don't dive into for her what it means to be Thor, or some of the nuance of that book of her literally dying but still wants to try and do the right thing before she leaves. Like, none of it is done justice, and that's what hurts, because again, Jason Aaron's run of Thor, his whole run, I've read his whole run of Thor, is my Thor. That's my first introduction to Thor. That means a lot to me. And, you know, for them to not to recreate it, it's just so agonizing. And before anybody says, well, not everything needs to be like the fucking comic book. The comic book is different from the fucking media. And the comic book, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares what you think. Half of you motherfuckers don't even read fucking comic books, let's be real. And also, the MCU, while yes, never takes and copies the comic books full, they honor the comic books. There is a fucking reason why fucking Civil War is one of my favorite MCU movies, because it honors the original so well that I would even argue it is better than the fucking source material it came from. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. So trust me when I say, fuck this movie. This movie's a fucking waste of trash. And Taika Waititi could never make me pay to go fucking see a fucking MCU movie with him writing it. I don't ever want to see Taika Waititi nowhere near the MCU. He probably took this fucking the Disney money to make his own shit. That's fine. That's cool. But don't ruin Thor out of it. I'm so glad Chris Hemsworth is like, yo, if we do another Thor movie, that's it. I'm done. I don't want to do no more. And if we do another Thor movie, yeah, let's do something completely wildly different. And I agree with him. Let's do something completely wild and different, because I do not want fucking Taika Waititi back. He has soured all good faith. I don't know how you make something like Thor Ragnarok and just completely botched it in this movie. Fuck this movie. Never want to see this fucking guy ever again. So without further ado, let's begin the actual start of the video. I'm sorry that took so long, but let's begin top 5 favorite movies of all time. And starting with number 5, this one is going to go to a Marvel movie. I know people's going to be like, fuck you. But I had to put it. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever goes at number 5. Listen, man, this movie, not only did I have a really cool theater experience watching this movie, but man, this movie was just, it emotionally wrecked me. Like, this shit was just like, nope. I'm just like, after watching it, I was like, nope, I'm not watching this shit again. This shit is so emotionally draining. Like, just felt so drained after watching this movie because of what it touches upon with the loss of the great Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, brother. It really is a movie focused on grief and what grief does to people. And the simple fact that the whole movie is just the side characters from the first movie all trying to figure out how they're going to move forward without T'Challa, without their king. Chadwick is so beautiful. I want to give huge props to everybody who works on this fucking movie. Like, across the board, everybody did the best of what they were given. Like, this movie should have been an easily fucking fail. This movie should have been burnt to the stake. But Ryan Coogler and the cast and crew did a phenomenal job of what they were given. I could not ask for more for what they were given. They did a pretty good job. Is the movie perfect? Fuck no. I think, listen, the movie has tons of problems. I think the pacing is weak. I think the Marvel influence hurt it, where there's certain scenes that don't need to be in the fucking movie. There's one particular character that doesn't even need to be in the fucking movie. Listen, and I would have loved to recast T'Challa, but the reason why this movie is on my list is that for the first time in a Marvel movie, I gotta appreciate the moments of silence, the moments where the movie just says no music. Let's have these characters have emotional moment. No, nothing. Let you lean on that, and let's just sit here for a minute and lean on that. Like, just was beautiful. Like, even just talking about it got me a little just like, damn, like, this is beautiful. Like, just the moments of silence is where the movie hits its stride so hard. And it's just like, fuck me, like, brings a tear to my eye. It's so fucking good. And the simple fact that the movie ends on such a somber note, I'm just like, this is to me the blueprint of what an MCU movie should be. Like, very impactful. Like, this felt impactful. Although it's not a Marvel movie I want to watch ever again, I gotta say this was a fantastic movie. And I want to just basically say, shout outs to Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett was fucking killing it throughout this whole movie. Like, listen, I know a lot of people always throw out like, oh, this character should win an Oscar. This person should win an Oscar. Nah. She deserves an Oscar or a Golden Globe or something, bro. Like, give this woman a fucking crown or something. Because she was channeling all the anger, the pain, the rage we all of black people felt losing T'Challa, of losing Chadwick. And through her performance, you know that scene I'm referring to. Like, she just fucking channels that energy and throws it, just give it all into to everything she does in that movie, including there's one particular scene where she talks to Okoye. Ugh. And I just think this movie is just a great movie. I highly recommend you watch it, even if you fucking hate the MCU. But I would also say, I hope Letitia Wright would be interested in coming back to play our new Black Panther again, despite everything. Even though I disagree with her thing, she did do a good job in the movie. Overall, this movie is just an amazing movie. So that's number 5. That's movie number 5. Number four is gonna go to a movie I never thought I was gonna put it on my list. When I first heard this movie was coming out, I was like, fuck it. But Avatar: The Way of the Water, oh my goodness, James Cameron. Never bet against James Cameron. I've learned my lesson. If there's a few people in Hollywood I don't bet against, is Kevin Feige and James Cameron. This motherfucker, he said, okay. He was like, all right, so you thought fucking the first movie was trash. Oh, you didn't like the characters. Oh, you didn't give a fuck about this shit. Motherfucker, don't worry, bitch. I got you, motherfucker. Let's redo it again. I'ma improve. He improves on literally every single complaint I've had with the first movie and redo it in this movie. He fucking nails it in this movie. This movie, oh my goodness. Not only did I have a cool ass movie going experience, because I went to the IMAX showing of the movie and the kids, I watched it with a bunch of kids. I was sitting next to a bunch of kids, and me and these kids were having a fucking field day watching the movie, because we were just blown away at how beautiful and gorgeous the movie looked. Like, it was just such a unique experience, because we had so many different cultures in it. We had old people, we had so many different cultures in this theater watching this movie, from kids to Hispanic kids, everybody. It felt like every Asian, everybody was watching this movie. We were all connected with this movie, to the point where it felt spiritual in a fucking way. But to me, why this movie is number 4 is because it improves on everything I did not like about the first fucking movie and exceeds on it. Jake, I thought in the first fucking movie, the main character, I thought he was fucking lame in the first movie. I fucking can't stand him in the first movie. And here, they was like, all right, you couldn't stand him. All right, well now let's throw him in as make him the family man. And he's a family man that has military background, so he's gonna act like a military. And I was just blown the fuck away with his character, because it was just like, oh my god, he's acting like a military dad. And when it came out to the main villain of the movie, which he comes back from the first movie, both of them are the two sides of the same coin, and how they handle that in the movie with his son Spider is so good. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't believe I'm on board with this shit. I was on board with the whole shit. I was like, what the fuck? I was just blown away how good the storytelling was. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Because not a lot of people talk about the storytelling in this movie. They just talk about how beautiful the movie looks. And even in the beginning of this, I was just talking how beautiful the movie looks. But the storytelling is what's the highlight for me. And just in the first movie, I didn't like how they were like, oh, well, we came to this Pandora for rocks, because the rocks is worth a lot of money. I'm like, no, that's just lame. That's lame. But in here, when you go to the water tribe, and you get to the dolphin creatures in the movie, they bring up something that is like, whoa, it completely changes why people would want to invade this place, because the people in here have resources that are life-altering researches, and I was blown away by how much I was getting invested in this world. Now I was like, in the first movie I didn't give a fuck about Pandora. Now I'm just like, do we protect it, or do we conquer this place? Like, what do we do? Like, it's got resources that can alter life change shit. Like, I was impressed by this whole fucking movie. Of course, the CG's awesome. Characters are way better. Like, my god. And again, Jake's family is like cool. I like them. They're adorable. And Jake's wife, Mrs. Sully, as the main antagonist calls her. At first, she was pissing me off. I was like, what happened to that warrior? I need that warrior, babe. But near the end, she got her groove back. I was like, yes. And that's how you knew the movie was winning me over. There's a fucking scene in here near the end of the movie where the fucking main villain of the movie was like, yo, Jake, I'm gonna come after, if you leave this area, I'm gonna come after you and your family. And his family's like, yo, come on, Dad, we gotta go. And my son Jake looked at him and he was like, well, let's get it done. It's start going ham. I was like, this movie's lit. I was enjoying the fuck out of this movie so much. And even when we had the downtime when we were just going through the ocean, going through this land, it was so compelling and so beautiful. I didn't mind it. The only thing that hurt this movie, it was only two things that hurt this movie. Only two things. And that was literally the second act, because the second act gets boring after a while. And it's so focused on being fucking SeaWorld that I was just like, shh. I was starting to doze the fuck off. I was like, okay, this is fine. This is cool. I appreciate it. But let's get the fuck... Can we go back into the main plot? I know you're trying to show off how beautiful this world is, but can we get back into the main plot? And then the movie's just like, no, you're going to stay here for a while. I'm like, And luckily the kids were... The Jake's family were so fun that I was able to stay focused a little bit, but after a while I was just like, no. But when we get to the third act, it was just like, it was so good. And then also a character, Spider, I don't get him. I don't get the point of his character. I kind of get what they're trying to do, but I don't know. I need another movie with this kid because I just feel like he's just there. I never really bought and understand what was so special about him, or what would the movie. It seemed like he was trying to play both sides, and I just didn't get it. And I just didn't like it. But this movie's so good. If you can watch this movie, I highly recommend trying to, and before it gets out of the theater, which I don't think it will, because this shit is literally banging on the theaters. Like, it is close to 2 million at the time of this recording. I would say by the end of this month, it should get to 2 million. But man, like, you should watch this movie. Try and see it in IMAX. When you see it in IMAX, that's a movie-going experience. Like, James Cameron, he's right, man. Like, this is a movie-going experience, man. He did it. He made a fucking dope-ass movie, and I gotta take back what I said. The man's a genius. Now give me Avatar 3, you piece of shit. And that's another thing I want to compliment James Cameron, is that this is an original story. So we don't know what the fuck. Things are not answered in this movie, which I appreciate. And there's no, like, reference to be like, okay, let's go look up where they're gonna possibly theorize where to think. This is why I think a lot of the social medias and every place don't talk about this movie, because it's a fucking experience. And I'm so happy I got to experience. I know one of my friends, he's probably like, gotcha, bitch. But The Way of the Water is so beautiful. It's such a good one. Even though it got a little boring, I appreciate the fuck out of this movie so much. Number three. Oh my goodness, number 3. I'm so excited to talk about number 3. Number 3, man. Number 3 could have almost been number 1, but nah. RRR. This fucking movie, bro. Yo. This is the most coolest fucking movie I watched all year, bro. Like, this movie was fucking insane. I loved every minute of this movie. It is unapologetic fucking awesome. It is such a great movie. And I wish I could tell y'all what the fuck it is. But all you need to know is kind of a Bollywood movie. I don't think that's the term for this, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of this video, we're just gonna call it a Bollywood movie. And it's about basically around the height and the times of colonialism over in India. and the Europeans kind of taking over or laying camps in India, and these two guys who have different ideology of how to liberate India are basically become friends, and one is kind of like has to go and retrieve this little girl, while the other one is trying to pursue the guy who's trying to get the little girl, but he doesn't know. Neither one knows each other's true intentions, so they end up becoming good friends. But holy shit, I'm not spoiling anything other than that, but this shit is fucking wild. This movie is what I fucking Hollywood wish they could make. And this movie shows to me, and shows, I hope it shows people that if you go outside of your comfort zone, you get amazing cool shit. Like, this movie, in terms of how it does action scenes, is fucking incredible, man. And how it does fucking music, and how it does fucking everything. How it does everything is incredible. And I probably love this movie because this movie speaks to me. It is so fucking over the top, unga bunga bullshit that I fucking love. There's a reason why I fucking love Devil May Cry, people. For my video game audience, there's a reason why I love Devil May Cry. Because it's so cheesy, it's so over the top. Motherfucker, there's moments in here where I'm just like, yes, I'm getting into this movie. And I watched this movie on Netflix, and I was fucking tired. Oozily tired. But I still finished watching it. I was just like, oh my goodness. There's a scene in this movie. There's a fucking scene near the end of the movie where the two main characters are on each other's shoulders, and they're just doing some kung fu shit, and it just looks epic. The music is making it sound epic. It is ridiculous, but it is so fucking cool. I don't even mind. Like, characters in here, the main two characters and characters have superpowers, but the movie never really kind of like even talks about it or even have an explanation on how these guys have superpowers. They're just fucking cool, man. And at one moment, I thought I would like hate the Bollywood dance shit, but it was so fucking well done, and the movie's shot so beautiful. Like, it shows the beauty of India in some places. And I was just like, man, this is fucking amazing. Oh my god. This just talking about it, I cannot just stop saying, oh my god, because I can't believe something like this came to America and that we got to see it. It is balls to the wall, insane how good it is. Insane. And it's not a movie for everyone. A lot of you guys are probably gonna nitpick it and be like, well, why does this has this, and why are they doing this, and this defies the laws of physics? And it's like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. It's fucking cool. Just enjoy it. Embrace how ridiculous. There's one scene where fucking one of the characters invades into the royal palace, and fucking the truck comes in, and the truck spins around, and fucking the main character dude comes in with these torches, and a bunch of lions and tigers, and everybody comes out of the fucking thing, and it's in this slow-mo epic shot. There's one scene where one of the dudes shoots an arrow at a wall, at a tree. The guard literally is like, oh, I'm safe. And then my dude runs up on the tree, kicks the arrow into the tree, and jumps off and shoots another arrow. I was like, this is fucking insane. There's another moment where where one of the dudes stops a fucking motorcycle with his bare hand, or his feet, and then It flips in the air slow motion style, and he grabs it and starts using it like a fucking nunchuck. I'm like, yo, this is fucking, I love this movie. This movie was made for me. It was made for the weeaboo dumbness in me. This movie is so good, man. Hollywood, step your game up. That's all I gotta say. RRR number 3, man. This movie's so great. I'm being vague on it. I don't want to spoil it. Just go watch it. It's so insane. Number two, the runner-up for favorite movie of the year goes to The Batman. Oh my goodness, the fucking Batman. Oh my goodness. If anybody knows me, I've been anticipating The Batman ever since it was announced. As soon as Robert Pattinson was announced as Batman, I was like, he's gonna kill it. And just when we first saw the trailer, I was like, whoa, this movie looks fucking dope. And then the movie comes out, and I watched it. And I was like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. This is fucking DC at its fucking finest. You know, when people always shits and make fun of DC for how dumb and how stupid they are and how they fuck up everything and how much they're garbage and whatnot, I would look at this movie and be like, this movie is 10 times better than whatever the fuck the Phase 4 Marvel movies were. This is everything DC needs to be and should strive to be. This shit is peak fucking cinema and peak comic book shit. Like, this is fucking amazing. Like, and I think the best word I can describe the Batman in this universe is raw. This shit is raw. This Batman is raw. This Catwoman is raw. This fucking Riddler is raw. Gotham City. This is the first interpretation of Gotham City I've watched where I can legit say this shit is raw. Like, Gotham raw. And it's so good. The simple fact, again, I said it in my video, it's a simple fact that the Batmobile is a muscle car but with a jet engine on top of it. Like, this movie is so good. And it is just something different we haven't seen from a Batman movie, which is a noir movie, a noir detective movie. Now, granted, Batman in this movie is a horrible detective, but that's the point, because he hasn't fought or hasn't dealt with a situation that required him to be on the top detective shit that he usually is in the comic books. He's growing into still being Batman. And one of the complaints I saw a lot of people say, well, he's not Bruce Wayne enough. He's not Bruce Wayne. And that's because that's the point. He's a workaholic. He's not supposed to be Bruce Wayne, bruh. He's so focused. He is so damaged. He's still in his first stage of being damaged. He's so damaged, just like so many people in Gotham, that he hasn't defined his Bruce Wayne yet. He's a broken man putting on a costume and just beating up people. He's no protector. He's no hero. And in this movie, there's this great saying that people say. There's this great saying that hurt people hurt people. How the fuck is Batman gonna be the protector and the guardian of Gotham City when he's hurt? And hurt people. And this is why you create people like the Riddler and Riddler's minions, because everyone's so fucking angry in Gotham. You ain't showing them any other way. And that's what I love about this movie, is that it deconstructs a lot of Batman's ideology, even his no-kill rule. I think a lot of people sleeps on that whole no, Batman doesn't kill or Batman should kill because of Zack. But there's a fucking reason why Batman should never kill. And that's because of fucking Gotham City. Again, it goes back to the whole idea, the whole premise of Gotham City being so fucking raw, that Gotham is so lost and so raw that if people see that you're just no different than other people, they're not gonna care. If you just like if Batman starts killing, he'll be no better than all the other crooks, all the criminals that is already infesting Gotham. He says it in the movie. 2 years. He gives my favorite fucking line in the movie. 2 years in Gotham City, and it's turned me into a nocturnal animal. And my mission is still not has changed, or nothing has been gotten better since I became Batman. That's all you need to know about this movie and about the world. So good. It's so well done. I even like the Riddler. I know he's kind of like a very different interpretation of Riddler. In fact, he kind of reminds me of the Arkham game Riddler, but that's a whole nother story for another time. But he is so good. This movie is so good, man. The only problem that holds this movie back is literally the fucking third act. Now, I don't think the third act is horrible by any means, but this movie feels long, and when you get to the third act, it doesn't know when the fuck to end. It has like 3 different alternate endings, and that jail scene ending is just like, you didn't need that. You did not need that. And can we go one movie without referencing fucking Joker? Can we please go without referencing Joker? Okay, fine, whatever. I don't know. Overall, this movie is by far the highlight of DC. Despite everything that's going on with DC right now, soon we'll find out what the new slate is for DC movies and whatnot. Despite everything, I truly, truly hope that they're taking huge inspiration from Matt Reeves' universe, and they are listening to what Matt Reeves has done and why that universe is so successful, and carry it over to the DCEU. Because I'll tell you what, if whatever James Gunn is cooking up is ass, at least we got Matt Reeves' universe, and that's all that matters. Because this shit is great, man. Everybody is great. This movie's so great. It's like round of applause. Like, best comic book movie of the year. Easily one of my favorite comic book movies of the year. And my number 1 favorite movie of 2022 goes to, drumroll please, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This movie, I'm in loss for words. It is I think the title sums it up so well. It is a movie that's emotional, but yet funny, but yet is dope as fuck, but yet is hopeful, but yet is depressing, but yet has cool action scenes. It is literally, the name is literally right there in the title. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's everything. This movie is everything to me. It's like, it is such a beautiful, well-crafted movie. And I think, what I love about this movie so much, it's that it is unapologetic, a movie about multiverse. It does the multiverse of madness better than multiverse. But at the core of it, at the very core of the movie, and why I love the movie, it's a movie about regret. It's a movie about how we as human beings, we could be so regretful, and we look at our lives and we think about the things that we wish we accomplished, and then we try to rectify that. And this movie's like, no. Embrace what you have, because what you have is fucking beautiful. And my God, I think anybody who's ever felt how the main character Evelyn has felt which is this movie is basically a movie about a woman going through a midlife crisis. I feel like anybody, whether you're old, young, rich, poor, anybody can relate to this story that they told. It is so beautiful. It's literally a woman going through midlife crisis, looking at her failures, looking at her failures in a marriage, her failures in just in life, and just wish she can start over again. And through the multiverse, she kind of gets a chance to do that. But through the course of the movie, learns like, no, what I have here is fucking beautiful. The people I have and the things I have is so beautiful. And I think this movie also has so much things to say about masculinity in terms of beta versus alpha arguments, because the manosphere likes to talk about that shit, that if you are alpha, or if you're a beta, you're weak and you lack compassion and whatnot. But this movie literally shits on that idea with Wayman's character. Like, oh my goodness, Wayman he deserves a fucking hug. He's such a great character, and he's a good character to show the positive of beta men, and how it's okay to have compassion, and he does a great job of juxtaposing to the wife, where the wife is just like, oh goodness, I can't tolerate this motherfucker. It's just like, God, he's so useless, he feels so useless. And of course she because of multiverse shit, she meets the alpha version of him, and he's like got his shit down pat, but he's not like kind of like all there. And I think the movie does such an amazing job of showing, no, being compassion doesn't make you weak, it gives you strength. And near the end of the movie, his wife is able to see from his perspective that that because he handles things with so much compassion and sees the bright side of everything, it helps her win the day. And it's just so beautiful. This movie's beautiful. I'm not even doing a good job of describing it, but it's so beautiful. The action scenes are fucking dope. Like really well shot, really well done, choreographed fight scenes that are just like really fucking dope. The movie's fucking silly. Like, there's one universe where we go to where people's hands are fucking hot dogs, and it's like, what the fuck? It's so bizarre. This movie's fucking weird, yo. This movie is weird, but I always just think back to the core of the movie, and about, even when the wife, the main character, she just doesn't connect with her daughter, and it's almost kind of rejecting her daughter, because in a lot of ways she feels like she failed her daughter, because her daughter's just like her. She doesn't have everything figured out. Her daughter's like kind of like there in life. She's just going through the motions just like her. And I think the mom looks at her like, you're like the splitting image of me. And it isn't until the very end of the movie and through the course of the movie that, she realizes, like, no, you're the best part of me. I wouldn't have been able to get you if I didn't meet your father and have this great bond with you, if I didn't go through all this dumb shit. And I just think this movie, I can't sum it up in no words how beautiful this movie is. Like, just the people who worked on this movie is so great. And it really is the most hopefulest saddest movie I ever watched. I'm just so blown away. I can't describe this movie. But I think the reason also I watched this movie, I love this movie, is because it really speaks to the core of me. You know, I won't lie, and it's gonna get a little personal, but sometimes, and I can relate to Emily in this movie. Like, sometimes I feel like, man, wouldn't it have been great if I had did this in my life, or had like done this, like, or have gone to this place, or what if I had told this woman or told this girl how I really feel, or just decisions I wish I had made differently. And this movie just combats that and just like, no, it's like, it's okay to feel that way, because we all feel that way, but be happy for what you have. And it's okay to see the positive in things. It's okay to fight things with positivity. Stop being so cynical about everything. Stop being a nihilist. If you be a nihilist on everything, you'll eventually, just like in this movie, turn into a rock. And being a rock is nothing. Being a rock is horrible. You have to be compassionate. You gotta look at the bright side of things, and just always be willing to adapt. Always be willing to see the brighter side of things. Wayne's character gets this great moment in the movie that generally teared me the fuck up. This movie had me laughing and crying at the same time, but just this great moment where he tells, from another universe, he tells Evelyn that a lot of people would see my compassion as a weakness, but for me that's a strength. I use it as a strategy, because he already knows the darkness of the world. And it's just, this movie is just like so great, so fucking beautiful. If you have not watched it, this is the Multiverse of Madness you need to be watching. It is so beautiful, so touching, so heart-wrenching, so in your face hilarious. I wish this was an anime. This is so hella anime as well, so I wish it was an anime, but overall, I highly recommend everybody watch this movie. This is my favorite movie of the year. It touched me. It made me reevaluate my fucking life in a lot of ways. And that's the power of a film. If a film can do that, then that obviously, it means a lot to you. So for me, it's movie of the year. It's a movie I'm going to cherish. It's a movie I'm going to look to for guidance when I ever lose my way. And that's about it. So there you have it. These are my top 5 favorite movie of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment below. Let me know what is your favorite movie, or at least give me one favorite movie of the year that touched you of 2022. And in case, that is it, my little degenerates. I'm signing out. Have a good